Where are we?
Come on, where's the button?
Professional as always. There we go. Good evening and welcome to probably the most chaotic introduction to the show we've ever done. So, while he's here, we'll quickly introduce Ash, Hidden Hedgehog, just in case his connection goes again.
Yeah,
he's going to join us for. He's going to join us for as long as he can while we just run through the Warzone Weekender. I'll hold on to the news and discussion stuff for the end. We can come back to that because we'll just go straight into the Warzone stuff while we've got you here. So as some of you will know, the Warzone Weekender recently happened. God, it was 2 weeks ago now, nearly, weren't it?
2 weeks ago, yeah.
So we just wanted to do a bit of a debrief. We've lost his visual already.
I think I'm back.
If we do lose you and you can hear us, then yeah.
And now I've lost
at least
sound.
if you can tune in. Oh no!
Unbelievable.
It's always the way. Professional as always. You can tell it's been a few weeks since I've done one of these, can't you? It's actually been nearly 6 weeks since we did one.
Since you did one, I think you'll find.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, but hang on a minute.
Us.
If we were here.
I was busy having a wedding, Ailey. You came and got drunk.
That was like a month ago. You can't use that excuse anymore.
How long are you going to keep banging on about that for?
Until everything
until
else.
The cows come home.
Yeah, until my best man's one next year. Actually, we're going to try him one last time. Is it working?
Yeah, I mean, can you believe someone called me? Someone called me.
Did they go, oh my God, you're on the internet? Like,
All right, so yeah, Warzone Weekender.
Let's get into it.
That's as far as
I've
got.
So, should we just start at the beginning, or should we just do a roundup of it first, and then we'll go into the nitty gritty?
Go for a roundup first.
All in all, first event.
Very good.
Yeah, I couldn't
enjoyed
fault
it.
with the first
That's good
event.
for us, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. The one thing I did, we were talking about just before we came live, was that you guys have already sort of taken on feedback, criticism, etc. from the Weekender, and you've already addressed some of the things that we were going to discuss. There was a big post you guys put out the other day about it. I will call that back up actually, because then it can use it to prompt me as well, just in case we forget things. So
it was more just to try and show players that we're actually, that we care, and we, this is not about the things we did right. It's about the things we did wrong, so we can make it better. Basically, that was all it was. We just, no one likes going to an event where things are wrong and those things don't get addressed. They don't even get mentioned. It's almost like the organisers don't care. So
National Airsoft Festival.
Well, don't want to name any events, but we just wanted to try and show the players that you know what, we know that we dropped the ball on a few things. That's just the way that is, and we'll try and do better next time.
I think that's something that you guys as a site are very good at doing, is like holding hands up and saying, okay, we didn't get it quite right this time, but we've taken that on board and we'll improve for next time, sort of thing. Like I've noticed you've done that with your other events and stuff in the past, and even just stuff like the road in, etc. Obviously that was a big point of contention for a lot of people, and you've been trying your best to sort of improve it. So it's good to see your sites that are actively listening to feedback and doing what they can to improve it. So
my mate Ryan, he was saying about the road being bumpy because we had comms on the way in, and I said, this is an improvement, mate, trust me. It is a lot better than it was.
We've got bigger plans for the road. Eventually, we're looking to tarmac it, but it's very expensive, so do it in sections, and hopefully, over the next 12 to 18 months, we'll have the whole thing. We'll have the whole thing tarmacked. So hopefully, then people have nothing to complain about the road. So, but you know what? It's on from day one of Warzone opening. I was like, it's going to be a problem. That is, I know it's going to be a problem because I'm a player, and it annoyed me driving in, which means it's going to annoy other people. So it's one of the things we know we needed to fix. We repaired it the best we could. And we'll do better next time.
The one thing I wish they would do. The one thing I wish they would do is build a more direct route into the site because it winds me up. The times have been
off the M6, right by where the sign is. That'd be great.
Yeah, I go past it, and then 20 minutes later, I arrive at the site.
Junction 1.5. That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. When you're tarmacking, just spill a little bit extra out and end up with a new junction entirely.
Yeah. We'll have to tell the players, put your hazards on first and pretend that you're broken down on the motorway, and then
just throw your stuff over, and then.
I actually very nearly did that for the campsite. Actually, I was going to pull up and just chuck everything over the fence to Adam and Ailey at first.
I'm not carrying it for you, lazy.
But I mean, that sort of brings us on to the first thing. Really, was the campsite. It was great that you guys had a designated camping area. However,
can we just point out Andy camped?
Yes, the second time that I know of. Yeah,
I'm amazed.
The second time you guys have witnessed that. The one thing for me was there was a lot of dead space up one end of it, sort of towards the game zone, which, as you guys have already addressed that as well. You know, it's again,
it's one of the things we dropped the ball. We spent so much time creating the double fencing, the double netting, creating the area for camping. Thought we're going to get that. We need to camp somewhere because otherwise people are not going to come because they can't camp. Not everyone's going to want to spend money on a hotel as well. So, you know, it was one of the most important things for us to be able to provide that. And we cleared the field and we made sure we bought a mower just for the sake of that field. And then we were too busy thinking about the big things. We just forgot about, actually, we should have had a marshal on there going, right, you're parking there. And it wasn't until half the field got full up and blocked off. And then we're like, we kind of dropped the ball there. Luckily, we managed to get at least most people in and there wasn't too much inconvenience. But, hands down, you know, we should have done a bit better there. But, you know, that was just one of those things.
I mean, ultimately, that's only a minor thing, but like you say, you've already addressed it. You know, you can do that better the next time.
Too many minor things make a big thing. So
I get you.
A small thing, it's still part of the experience of the event, the festival, whatever event it is. It doesn't matter. You know, those little things, you know, make the difference. The road, for example, it's the first thing that you see when you come to Warzone, and it's the last thing that you see when you leave. And if it really that kind of puts a bad taste, it taints it. So, you know, that's a bit of a shame. But we did the best with the camping. But straight within the first hour of people turning up, we were scratching our heads going, we kind of messed that up, didn't we? So, you know, it's hey, we did. But you know, we remedied the problem, but ideally it should have.
As Craig says here, it wasn't too much of a fumble with the parking, just a learning curve. This is it, though. I mean, it's the first event, and you don't have the copious amount of space that other events do to set up in the campground where you can get 3,500, 4,000 people into it. So,
we had here even like I think in we had like 270 on site, 270 to maybe just under 300, something like that. But like camping, it was definitely about 230 or something like that. So we had no idea whether that camping site was even going to be big enough. So we hoped, and luckily it paid on draft.
With regards to the campsite, are you going to potentially look at getting more portaloos for them next time?
Well, again, we thought 2 would be enough. But clearly we were very wrong at that. I mean, the thing is with the portaloos, we do have obviously proper plumbs, flush toilet site. So it was kind of like they're not cheap to get the portaloos and stuff. But yes, we'll probably get an extra one next time. We didn't realise how to back up. We thought people spent time in the safe zone, and that was kind of something we didn't anticipate, and we should have. But we had the music going, we had the cinema there with movies playing, we had the bar in the safe zone. So we thought more people would probably spend the evening up there. But actually, we're thinking, well, why would they? They've got their tents, they've got their fire pits, they've got their barbecues. Why would they sit in the safe zone? They've got their own little corner. So we didn't expect that. So otherwise, maybe it wouldn't have been that bad. But next time, we'll definitely make sure that we're going to probably bias a lot of the stuff that we had in the safe zone. We'll probably buy a little bit more in the best we can.
Cool.
I think the going up to safe zone, it depends whether you wanted to go around to socialise with people or possibly meet new people, or like if you're already with a group and you're happy with that, then you just sit with them. And it obviously depends on what people want to get out of the weekend, doesn't it? So
seeing all the players just chilling. And again, this was the start. And I've been to National Airsoft event, and obviously we all know the game is very, very low, purely just because the volume of people. So our little small little slice of that, where everyone seems to be having a good time. People are having drinks, barbecues, and I was like, it was quite nice. At one of those moments, I was just smiling, going, "It's working, and like 2 or 3 months. I mean, Stuart, obviously I do all the stuff behind the scenes, and then Stuart's the guy that makes it all happen. So, he was out for like weeks and weeks, and making sure, and I'm that person on the phone to him, calling up going, I've had this idea, and he's like, oh no, what am I building now? Well,
now what?
One thing that Ragman Fountains raised on Instagram as well. He's saying there's a big outdoors guy who spends maybe 30% of the year in a tent and some god-awful places. The campground itself wasn't too bad, but it was pretty rough / disorganised, though nothing major. That was the other thing as well, like the amount of times I nearly dislocated an ankle getting out of my tent. But again, we spoke to one of the guys there, and he said you've got plans for that anyway to try and get that a bit smoother.
Of course. Yeah, it's relatively unused for the last like 7 to 8 years. There used to be a paintball wooden Stargate field on there from 10 years ago. But generally speaking, that field has not been used for like 7 years. So next year or next time, we're definitely going to get a big roller on it, and we'll just roll all those rods out. So hopefully it'll be like a nice, smooth, feather mattress.
We could go bowling on it.
This is it. I definitely
have anything on the Warzone camping field.
I definitely need to invest in some better camping gear myself as well for these events,
And now you were calling us like posh, like, oh, look, you get a big tent and a big like airbed and a big.
Yeah, but who has carpet in their tent?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's luxury glamping.
Yeah. It was. It's like
the cold material on my feet. Okay.
Even if some nasty bastard did leave a no patch in your tent.
Well, I got rid of it, so.
Yeah, the one was our double netting, because obviously it's next to the game zone. The camping is next to the game zone. I've been to events before where the game zone is pretty much next to the camping area, and I was worried about flyaway BBs. And well, in the events that I've been to, it's paintball events where paint's flying over, and you'll randomly get one hit your car, and but it's no energy. We tried to, like I said, separate that camping area by putting double netting up with a massive buffer in between. And I guess we just tried to do whatever we could, one, to keep people safe, and two, just to show people, listen, we didn't need to do this. We're trying to make something good here, just to show that, we are trying to do it. So I just was interested in your thoughts.
Yeah, I can't say I had or noticed or heard about anyone having any stray BBs come over or anything.
I think
like
there
that.
was one that Ryan had on the last day, but that was the only one I know of.
Okay.
I can't say it was a consistent thing, and we were sitting there.
I was going to say we were literally next to the fence, so.
The position of where the fence is as well, and the position in relation to the game zone. I think if somebody is shooting towards the campsite, I think they probably need to aim a little bit better, or But no, yeah. But no, I personally thought it was okay.
Okay, good. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll
can't complain at it.
maybe a meter higher, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, like I said, I only knew of the one, and you don't know if that's just been lobbed out by someone anyway. If that's just a lob shot they've tried to get on someone, and it's just straight over. Because
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could have been taken by the wind or anything. You
Yeah.
don't know. So
there's 1,000,001 possible causes of it.
Sure.
But yeah, campsite wise, I think that about covers it.
well,
It was just a bad
Cool.
time of year for me with the hay fever. I camp and then I nearly died.
yeah. You just don't want to camp. Don't even lie.
No, I did miss my hotel. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm the nothing. I don't do camping anymore.
Hotel, Taco Bell. What more do you need?
Oh, not Taco Bell is the answer to that. Also, thank you for the tip, Ragman Fountain. I will look into it.
What tip is that? Oh, yeah, it's not updating me.
A hot tent. Yeah, I was very tempted because Kelly had a tent with a wood burner inside, and I was very tempted
Oh, yeah.
when I woke up absolutely freezing in the middle of the night on
I was
Friday
gonna
to
say,
just go
it's
and
just such a nerd,
slowly
isn't
just
it?
open the thing and just curl up in front of the fire.
Yeah, Kelly's tent was something else. Like, is it a LARPing tent?
Yeah.
Hers and Charlie's LARPing tent. So, like, yeah, that was just an insane piece of kit. It took over
Jealous.
quite a space as well. We got Roy in here as well. Roy was saying it was an awesome event, and he'll be back when the next one's announced.
Absolutely.
Roy
I think we
trying
will
to
as well, for
sell
sure.
everything he could.
I think he was quite successful as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he didn't have an awful lot left by the end of the weekend, to be fair. That was the other thing as well. It was like that little, like you had the flea market going, so there were the opportunities for second-hand sales to take place throughout the weekend as well, which was always
Nice.
beneficial at these
I
events.
found that flea markets are just great in there. You go to festivals, and it's like, oh, what's that? I liked that, so I'm glad people did it. You know, people put their stuff out. Maybe we'll have a proper designated place list the next time. Well, we did kind of in the safe zone, but it made more sense to have something like that in the camping area where everybody was.
Potentially,
Yeah,
yeah.
was
So
gonna say, it was
people can just put their stuff out, etc.
Yeah.
Roy's saying that he's got a lot more to sell as well on Instagram. That was the thing, you know, a lot of people were just setting up shop in the campsite rather than up in the designated area in the safe zone. So, as you said, maybe, I mean, that's very much an NAF thing in days gone by as well, where people would just set up shop outside their tents and people pass and browse their wares.
And hope people don't run it over on their way out.
Yeah, who would do a thing like that, eh?
So the camping, that was, questionable, but we did our best with that. The flea market seemed to go well. Our netting.
You had a new menu for food.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed the food. The jacket potatoes, I have to say.
Yeah.
Banging. Loved it.
The one thing I would say with the food, the one thing I would say about the food was there was a bit of a confusion with what was actually on offer when, because a lot of people were getting told sort of like on the, I think it was on the Saturday night, oh yeah, we're only doing jacket potatoes tonight, and then you see people walking past with all sorts of other things. You're going, hang on, we got told one thing, and it was something a couple of our group commented on.
Yeah, so a lot of that came down to, I mean, everyone seemed to love the food, but obviously
can't fault the food. Yeah,
pre-orders. I mean, we sold out of almost everything. So obviously we had pre-orders of people who had already ordered the food. So obviously when it came into like, we've got none left, but obviously we have to pre-order the food, otherwise it takes so long to cook. And we've made the mistake before where it's dinner time and we've cooked to order, and it's took like 2.5 hours to get people their food, and we didn't want that. So everything's all pre-order. So I don't know how we would solve that, because it has to be pre-order, otherwise people just wouldn't get their food in time. But
I agree with that. It was just like, because there was that confusion about what could be ordered when. It was just like, and another thing that Brad's mentioned here as well about when pre-orders stopped and started, that didn't necessarily get fed out to everyone. So we need to with
yeah, because I went to go and order.
We're gonna have a tannoy system, so you know,
Yeah, I was just going to say something like that where you could shout it out to everyone.
it's
Right,
happening.
pre-orders
Even
are
if it's in
closing,
like the
last
morning
orders
brief
sort of thing.
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that. In the morning brief, you need to order your food by 11:30 because I went and it was just after 12, and I was like, "Have I missed pre-orders?" And Anna was like, "Yeah." So I was like, "Could I please order something, please?"
Yeah, for sure. Now we're going to do more announcements next time, so players know what game's happening, what's going on, if the flea market started, what movie's playing on our little mini cinema, you know, when the pre-orders are, you know, etc., etc. So we need to do better on the announcement system. So we're going to have that tannoy system that goes probably across the camping zone, the actual game zone.
That'd be good, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
So
Craig raises a good point that could
Everyone-
people pre-order food for a weekend? So like when they book their ticket, could you say like, I want food on Friday night, Saturday night?
These are the
and this is
meals
what
I would
want.
like, and
Yeah.
this is what I'd like to order.
Yeah, that might be an option. Don't know. Yeah.
Certainly an idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
At least then it gives you an idea as well of what you need, and then if you get extras turn up, you can sort of over-order the quantities as such and go, right, okay, we'll get, say, 50 extra of this or that.
I mean, we got it almost right. You know, we didn't have hardly anything left over at the end of the event. We still had a little bit, but it was just enough. They were like, okay, yeah, we measured it just fine, but at the same time, we didn't, because if people still wanted specific types of food and they had to get, for example, something else, then that's a failing on our part. So we need to make sure that it's our job to basically have, regardless of whether we'll be left with a surplus, we've got to have the selection there for people, really.
Josh is saying portable food trucks for large events.
But would you class ours as a large event?
Medium-sized event, maybe.
Small to medium. I mean, I know some sites that have over 150 to 200 players as a walk-on, you know, so it's like. But the only thing about having large trucks in is the fact that where we're going to put it.
Yeah.
So our parking area has always been a problem for Warzone, up until about 3 weeks before the event, where we tripled our car parking space, and then ended up being no one parked there, obviously, because everyone went to the camping zone. So there was nobody in the parking zone.
It's just typical, isn't it?
Yeah, we didn't know. But yeah, we could bring trucks in, but ultimately, you know, with transparency involved and stuff, a lot of sites, they need that revenue from those consumables and those food things. We can farm it out to different people. But the only thing that we did do is, obviously, because we didn't have an alcohol license, so we got in an actual mobile bar with an alcohol license.
We enjoyed that very much, by the way.
Yes.
Just like, you know what? If you want to come in and just help us out, it's another feather in our cap. People like beers, people like drinks. We didn't make anything off that. That was just something we just said to the guy, do you want to come and do it? Do us a favor. You can do yourself a favor by build up your business, and let's, build a working relationship. So we had to do that with the alcohol. But yeah, with food, ideally a site, whether it's Warzone or whatever, they kind of need that, especially at these days. It's very difficult for an airsoft site, paintball site to, continue. These days we've seen a lot of them close down. So anything they can do that just helps, it really does help.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, Kerry's sitting there.
Cold cider.
Kerry's sitting there very quietly. So, what sort of things would you like to see?
See, I've never been to one, so I can't really say. I've never.
But what would you like?
If you went to an event like this, what would you like to see? Because obviously you've heard us talk about it and what was there and whatnot over the last couple of weeks. So sort of what was there, but what else would you like to see if you came to an event?
I don't think there would. I don't think there would be anything, to be honest. Just correct.
What a cop-out answer.
No, honestly, you've got to think they're covering food. You've got the pre-order thing. I like the system of that, because then obviously, because you don't want to get too much in or not have enough, and people, what they want basically. The toilets, definitely need to increase that a little bit, and just be a little bit organised of where people go, and maybe have a plan or a layout or something. That's like, you've literally covered everything. I know it's a cop-out answer, but you've got alcohol, which people drink. I don't personally drink.
But yeah, considering this is your first event or your first Canberra,
I've organised events of
like you said, we're talking about the bad things, but let's also think there was a lot of fucking good stuff.
That's what I mean. They don't sound like there's anything that actually went bad, if you know what I mean. It's all the learning curve. I've gone from
Josh has got one in
2000.
here that was commented on. On the note of prices, everything was really fair. The only thing iffy was bottled water for £1. Now, I know water was quite a talking point from one individual.
But I think that's poor planning, to be honest.
I mean,
we bought 15 litres of water because we knew we were camping, so...
Yeah, that's
like, you wouldn't go...
Make sure you got
a lot of
stuff.
airsoft sites don't have clean water.
Yeah.
Have they been to maybe NAF where there is hose pipes with water for everyone, like drinking water on site throughout the campsite?
But I wouldn't expect that from an airsoft site, to be honest. Like, a lot of the sites we go to, for sure, don't have drinkable water, so therefore
I was going to say, some of them are barely fit for human habitation, let alone having drinking water.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, is £1 for a bottle of water expensive? Is it?
I wouldn't say so, personally.
No, not really. It seems about right nowadays,
yeah.
Isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah,
it's only the little
personal
corner shops
opinion,
you get a
isn't
bit
it?
cheaper.
So-
That's about it.
Yeah.
Also, if you're going to play airsoft and you're going to be camping, you plan for it. You just make sure you've got a shitload of water. You know, I took a load, but I barely touched it in the end because I was buying drinks up in the safe zone anyway. But like, that's beside the point. I still had it there, so if I needed it, it was there.
For sure, like we had a big jug thingy full of water that we were using. Like, you use it to make your morning brew and whatever. And then obviously it was there for just drinking if we needed it. But I wouldn't have expected
And Craig raising the point here as well.
without me paying for it, if that makes sense. So
yeah, everyone's sort of along the same line here of being a prepared camper. And then Craig saying you can't expect an airsoft site to bring a tanker full of water to a campsite where people still struggle to get in. Again, yeah, you can't fault that logic, really. You know.
Yeah, I think that was just poor planning on the individuals. That
yeah, and it was only the one person that moaned about it as well. To be fair, I just thought
but we
That's a them
probably
problem.
I mean, you just put something in there, and
I didn't even think that was a thing. You know, whenever I go to a festival, I always make sure I hit up Sainsbury's and I buy a big, huge, 20 litres of water. You know, and I've got 20 bottles, and that's what I do. But maybe we should have. So that's why there was no announcement. The fact that there was going to be no tap for drinking water. We have bottled water, like every other site, but actually we're not a campsite, so it's like we don't have those type of things.
no,
the
that's
showers
absolutely
were
fair. I
nice
wouldn't
touch.
expect you to. So
yeah, we'll
the
just
showers were
communicate that
very
sort of
much a
stuff
nice
better.
touch. Talking about campsite and that, that's one thing I've just remembered. It was a nice touch to actually have a shower and feel a bit less grubby after the Saturday when it was actually quite warm and humid.
I did not have a shower. I was a tramp, but I hear that they were very nice and refreshing after a very hot Saturday.
Yeah,
it was, so.
they also almost tore down the entire site. So obviously we tested a load of stuff, but we didn't expect to have everything on for the entire day constantly, and it pushed our generator to the limit. And then 2 people were having showers during the night game, and it blew something on our generator. I don't know what it blew, like an RCD or something like that. I don't know. It blew something, and it took the whole site down. So that's why, sadly, on the second night game, there was no actual lights because someone was too busy having a shower.
At least they're clean, I guess.
Next time we'll obviously addressing that. We're sorting out our generation issues, but because obviously showers pull a lot of power, and the kitchen pulls a lot of power. And when you're running a kitchen and 2 showers and the safe zone lights, and
it's asking a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it really did push our little generator sadly to the limit, and she definitely did the best she could. But she gave up the ghost in the end. But you know what? We got the first night game we're really happy about because it was fantastic. It was great. And it's exactly what I needed. When I wanted that, I wanted it to be a spectacle. I wanted people watching. And even from the campsite, you could see it. And, you know, when them lights went on and all the smoke and the air raid siren and, hearing the people like go, whoa, okay. That was nice.
This was us.
Yeah.
This was
even just as a
us.
spectator, it was so cool.
We didn't think anything of it, and they said, "Are you going to come play the night game?" We're like, "Nah, we started drinking now." We all sort of went. We wish we'd actually played. We stood outside watching it, and we all went, "Yeah, we should have played this. Like, why did we get drunk?" But hindsight's a bitch, unfortunately.
Yeah. Again, Stuart did an amazing job. Set up all the lighting, and obviously he designs a lot of the site, builds a lot of the stuff on the site, and obviously because I work for EG, they stocked us full of smoke just to provide all the the smoke effects for the night. And then I don't know why an air raid siren is just one of my favorite sounds. It's one of the most haunting sounds you can ever.
Yeah.
It works in a night game.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise just how much pyro and smokes had been used until like the next morning. Obviously, someone said it was like however many, I can't remember now.
75 on the
or something. And then we walked past and we saw all the empty boxes as well, and we were like, "Oh my god!"
That's off a lot, and that's great. And we hope. Yeah, we're very lucky, but we work for EG. But we hope that obviously not many other sites do that at all. Maybe they can't, and that's fine. But we can, so we do. So we sat down. I was like, it needs more. I was like, so we need to set off loads of smoke, and I want a speaker system. And this is prior to anything being done. I said I want a speaker system because I want an air raid siren going across the whole site. So yeah, literally Stuart went off about a week later. He goes, "Oh, do you want to come on site?" And yeah, it was night time. He turned the lights on, popped the smoke, and then we had this huge air raid siren. I was like, "Oh my god, you've done it already! This is amazing!" I filmed it. I was like, wow. And I'll be honest that it was we've had the air raid siren for about a year now, but obviously the winter's been so bad. It's been raining. The very first time that we used it was Halloween last year, and it was the most torrential rain we've ever had in our life, So it was just,
look at that.
It didn't
just
work.
to give people an idea of the atmosphere. I'll put the images.
See, I was so glad that I missed
that
it.
doesn't do it justice.
It doesn't. The photos just don't do it justice. Craig asking, what about a zombies night game?
Potentially, yeah. Potentially. It's a shame, actually. I've actually got a full video, like promo video of our night game, and just stuff's gone away with me this week, so I haven't managed to post it because that would have been a really nice touch.
We'll make sure to catch up with you, and we'll put that out as well.
Yeah, for sure. So, but apart from the second game, not happening essentially because the generator went down. But generally speaking, I think we did whatever we could with that, and we did drop the ball with a couple of games as well. I was speaking because I was going around the players and asking them, and just going, what's any problems? I don't care about the good stuff. I want to know what you want to fix and stuff. And a few people mentioned some stuff, and I agreed. I was like, yeah, that shouldn't have happened like that. Don't know why it did. So yeah, then I go back and go, this was done this way, and they're like, okay, that's why it happened. All right, we need to make sure we don't do that again because players have come down here for a particular reason, and if they're not going to get that, then we've got a problem. So yeah, again, we know we dropped the ball with a couple of game designs, and it's something as simple. It shouldn't have happened, but it's something as simple as just planning the games. So those games that are one life only are not back to back for an entire morning. Because, and it shouldn't have happened. I don't know why it did, but it did. And obviously that led to certain players, over-ambitious players that are right at the front getting shot out. And then they're like, oh, great. And then they wait for the next game and the same happens again. And all of a sudden, an hour and a half's gone by and you've only played 10 minutes. And that sucks. Yeah. And that's not the way it should be.
Yeah, see, that'd be frustrating. 100% that would.
Speaking of night game, Brad sent us a couple of little videos off of his phone just to give people an idea. So we'll see if we can get them up nice and big for people now. Yeah, he's filmed this portrait, unfortunately, but it gives you an idea of just...
What kind of an animal films things portrait?
Just to give an idea of the atmosphere, like, just watching it was just unreal.
See the siren, it sets it all brilliant.
It does, it's
as
unreal.
Soon as the lights went down and the noise came on, it was just amazing.
Oh, that's only 4 seconds. You can see the effects and everything. You can see the amount of smoke there as well. It's just it was insane.
It's like having a fog machine.
It was literally. It was it was the whole atmosphere. Ragman Fountain saying he's most lost of his nod footage on there, but he's still got a little bit to go through, so we'll be sure to post up anything usable soon from the night game. That I was going to ask, actually, how many people had nods?
I'm not sure.
I think we've lost Ash now. We may have lost him finally.
Audio.
Oh,
We couldn't see him. We couldn't hear.
Try again.
No.
I mean, yeah, the night game was just something unreal.
Yeah, like the video, even the videos don't do it justice unless you're actually there, you know. And you're watching, especially for us being spectators, we were watching from the other side of the fence, and you can see people using lasers, and the lasers are going through the smoke, and like the way some of them were moving. It just
does
looked like
it's
a
definitely
movie
something I'll
set.
go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're quite proud.
I suppose,
of our
yeah,
night
that
game.
brings us.
So.
Yeah, but it's not just about the night game. There was more games going on as well. As you said, obviously there were some people that were getting shot out quite quickly and missed out a little bit on some of the games. But again, you're addressing that.
One thing that I would have to say about the games is possibly a tiny bit more communication between the marshals on when it's game on, because there was a couple of games that we were in that I think the other team got told it was game on before us, and we were all stood around like whatever. And then by the time we got told it was game on, then they're already dug in, and we're like, oh, okay, we're screwed now, sort of thing. So
yeah,
for sure. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we'll definitely improve on the communication side of things.
There's only a tiny little thing, like it wasn't like a massive deal, but just stuff like that when they've already had 30 seconds to be able to run and go and get like into the buildings, and it does make a difference. Yeah.
Oh yeah, every second counts in airsoft.
Yeah, it does.
Finding ways to move the
yeah.
games on as well if it gets a bit stalematey. That was one thing we had. I mean, we fully deserved that on a Sunday morning, our team.
Sunday morning was just
especially after me and Ryan on the Saturday, because that was literally us, and like we felt bad for it afterwards, but it was like we literally just pushed up so much that we just had direct line into the spawn, and we're like, well, in the end, we're just like, we got to pull out of here and do something else because these guys are going to get pissed off as well.
Yeah.
And one thing that did happen as well for all the haters, we actually have photographic evidence that Kelly played. Because everyone says that she doesn't actually play. So there is photographic evidence.
I can assure you she did.
Yeah. I mean,
I've seen videos of her actually playing.
We've had some photos through from Dan. You had 3.
I was going to say, it brings us quite nicely onto the photography side of things.
Yeah, you were doing some photography. In fact, there is photographic evidence of that as well in here.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Get back into swing of things. I don't mind a bit of photography. I do like it.
You had yourself, we had Dan, and we had...
I just realised you're in the background of that photo, Andy.
Am I?
Yeah, you're on your
phone. Yeah, there's a surprise. You know what that was, right? So, Call Sign Hulk, who a lot of people in the UK have been speaking to for years, was there, but trying to convince us that he wasn't. And we'd sort of figured out that he was there. He was there. Yeah. We met him. Actually, genuinely a nice guy. Actually saw his face and everything.
Shout out if you're listening, Hulk.
Hulk, yeah, if you're there, say hi.
Oh, I'm so disappointed now. I've been speaking literally for years on and off. He's always really nice comments and so supportive and just generally lovely person. If he has like, there's mystery behind him of who he actually is.
Yeah, no, it is. It's genuinely nice because he literally. I had a suspicion on the first game of the weekend.
Yeah.
When I was just retrieving my rifle after the first game, and all of a sudden someone come running up to me with their face covered and wanted a selfie. And I was like, "Is this Hulk?" And then Adam and Ali had figured it out, and he was trying to convince me that he wasn't there.
Well, it's only because I went to sit in the shade for a bit on the Saturday because it was so warm, so I went under the cover to go and sit in the shade for a bit. And then someone came up to me and was like, "Oh, I'm a big fan. Can I have a selfie?" And I'm like, "Okay." He
wouldn't talk to us. He was typing things out on his phone and going like that. So he's like, "Can I have a selfie on his phone and that?" But I mean, all you guys did an amazing job.
Oh, God.
Got some,
my dirt face there. Like, oh, look, I've got a smoke.
Josh is calling you out there, influencer.
Yeah.
That'll probably end up as a EG promotion at some point. Look at this glorious, sexy beast of a man there.
It's the tiara that does it for me.
Yeah. That was,
So
some
some of these photos, I'd asked Dan to pick his a small group of his favourite photos from the weekend, and could we show them on the show? So these are some of Dan's sort of personal favourite photos.
This is it. There's a lot more out there.
And we will be having Dan on in the future. So
Dan is due on in about a month, actually, isn't it? But yeah, like all the photographers, you worked your asses off for the weekend.
We were very lucky. We were very lucky. We had Dan Airsoft come down, very talented photographer. We had Samwise, making another appearance, getting back. And we also had Pete, the Airsoft Project, who's arguably one of the best photographers in the UK for combat sports. And it's just like, and then
and airsofters love photos.
They do, yeah.
You're in here twice as well, Ash.
I was going to say, I genuinely did not recognise you when you were in this get-up. Like,
no, neither did I.
Not even know it was you.
Well, it's just, I like this opposite, isn't it? Because 1 minute I'm wearing pit vipers and pink and yellow, and then I'm rocking through with the world.
I have to say, I love the way you've gone from like Speedsofter to LARPer in half an hour.
Yeah, I genuinely have no idea.
I did like the what was the film? Fucking that! I've forgotten the name of the film now. With the
helmet over the wall.
I think. Yeah, like that was just seeing that video online was hilarious at the end of the weekend. Like, it just made. Yeah, I can hear you.
We can hear you. Yeah.
Doing well.
Yeah. It's gone well so far.
Oh no!
There's a video as well that Horizon UAV was doing some drone shots as well.
Yeah, Horizon UAV was there as well.
And Adam has got a special little video.
If you have a look in, the Chairsofter chat.
Oh really? I've just previewed that. I know what's coming now.
I didn't realise at the time. I was messing around showing Ailey how to use a smoke grenade, because she'd not pulled the pin, not used one. So I've pulled the pin on it, and then I'm doing a little dance, not realising Horizon has got his drone up. Yeah. And see the following. There's me dancing like a pretty ballerina.
Who's your pretty princess?
We'll watch it again.
Oh, brilliant.
He was nice enough to send me that clip.
Again, though, that was another nice little touch for the weekend. You had someone filming the event. Yeah. It was nice to have someone filming the event and going around and just catching that as well.
We had a lot of talented people that helped us out to make the event what it was. And it's all part of all part of those little things, having the video, having the photography, having the shoots, having all those stuff is it's super important for the player experience, and that's what that's why we got so much focus.
Absolutely. And I think, like, obviously me and Adam had a little private shoot with Dan, and I think a few of us also had a private shoot with Dan, and it was just amazing. Obviously, we'll talk more about that in the future, but just little things like that just make your weekend, because it's nice to have the little mementos and stuff from it.
Yeah, we'll upload some of those photos as well.
On our side, the weather was definitely on our side. They could,
100%.
Weather was touching
a little bit too much on the Saturday almost.
But it was so perfect for the weekend, and I think it just the heavens opened up for us at that point. Went, you know what? We're going to give you 3 days of sun, because it was torrential rain like Tuesday onwards. It was like tragic. So, everything fell into place as best as it possibly could for our first go. It did. And I think we can do better. I think we can get more people on site, whether we need it or not. And the only thing that's left for us, you probably saw our social media post on Facebook, is whether we do another this year. And we don't know.
We're going to come on to this as well. This was already on the list to come on to again. Because we've spoken about this, and obviously it was a very, very good event. My personal opinion on this, and the guys will probably disagree with me, it's more special if you do it once a year, and it gives you a bit more time to prepare for the next one.
I'm fully on board with that, but it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other, because it was so good, and I would absolutely attend again. But I don't want to. Everyone's like, oh, it's whatever. Like it happens all the time, sort of thing. So
It's another weekend. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
So we don't want to be greedy. It's easy for us to go, it's another event, boom, 300 people, but we don't know whether to do that yet. It's people are asking for it, but
as a compromise, by all means, you have another sort of weekender event, maybe, but you don't call it Warzone Festival.
No, do something but different.
Do something different with it, and make it a bit more unique, maybe.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Like a Halloween one or something. Or I'll say it depends on the
Zombies
weather,
game is
etc.
great.
You could do sort of like a whole, not a whole day game, but you could run a game from the morning till lunch, stop for an hour, and then run from lunch till whenever you want to stop in the evening, and then have like multiple objectives, and then people can come and go, and
a bit like the long game at the
that's
jail.
A possibility.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah, we've done a long game day at the jail before.
Sort of like a mini mill sim, but not a mill sim, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So actually, maybe you're right. Maybe we can run something like that mid-September, but we leave the name out. So next year, the festival's not going to be in the end of June. We're definitely going to have it mid-July next time, maybe something like that. So hopefully the weather will be better. Well, it's not right now, but hopefully better.
Definitely something I think once a year, the festival, it just looks amazing, and a whole lot, even with all the posters and the vibe and everything about it as well. It was so cool. I'm gutted I didn't make it. I definitely will next year. I think like Andy said, too much of it, I'll just be like, well, yeah, I've already been to that one. Like, what's new, sort of thing.
I mean,
one thing you mentioned in the build-up as well, Kerry, was about doing day tickets.
The day tickets. I see. I could have come if there was a day ticket because, having 2 children, unfortunately, I can't do weekends because I got no one to have them. They're getting older, so.
We're toying with the idea of day tickets. The reasons why we didn't do it this time is just purely because of space. So, booking system, and it's difficult to split them up because we only can have a certain amount of people on site. But if we allow like 250 weekend tickets and then we add 100 single tickets, we could have potentially 350 people on site on one day. So I was just like, we were nervous because we didn't know if the site could handle that. I don't want to compromise the caliber of the game because all festivals do this, and it seems to be the main problem that people complain about, that the airsoft is shit. So I didn't want to do that. So, and it was we were like, well, what happens if 350 people turn up on a Saturday and we've got no car parking space? That's a disaster. So it was like, you know what, let's just prioritize and see if it even sells out. We might not even sell out, and then within like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, of course it would.
Yeah.
We weren't expecting.
I was tempted just to book a weekend and just come for the day and then go home.
I think a few people did that anyway. I was going to say, I don't know if it's worth, like, if you did put weekend tickets out, just like put a little tick box or something, maybe saying, are you planning on playing both days? Are you only planning on playing one day or something?
Are you planning on staying on site as well?
Yeah, you might get a bit more of an idea.
Put them online only. Don't ever have like walk-ons and things like that because you need to know who you've got coming. Because like I said, there's going to be a lot of numbers. You've got to allocate space and so much more things. Never do the walk-on ones. But I do understand it. No, trust it. I do understand. I was gutted, but it was one of them. It's what it is, and these guys had fun, so it means I'll be there next year.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you just might get a bit of a better idea of numbers because it did seem like when we came up to Safe Day on Sunday morning, there did seem to be a few less people. So I don't know if it would help with anything.
That's
I was going to say, I think there was a lot of hangovers.
Oh yeah, we did.
It makes sense.
You know what?
Yeah,
we should. And that was one of the main problems with the game. So what we did, we ran a certain game on the Saturday. With the thought of, okay, we'll run it the opposite way on the Sunday, but it didn't work.
So
still there?
I think that when it did its internet thing again, but I think it's caught up again now.
We ran some games on the Saturday with the thought of, that's okay, we'll reverse those games on the Sunday. But that didn't work because half the players had a hangover on Sunday. So that was a problem we had. So we need to make sure if we're running games and we're doing a reverse part of it, so both teams get a chance, we have to do it on the same day. Otherwise,
Yeah, and that
yeah,
makes
but then
sense.
there'll be advantage for the people that don't drink. So
Was it the Polish
I'll be
ghosts?
the I'm recording you with your hangovers.
Was it the Polish ghosts with their crazy walnut vodka
God,
or whatever
yeah.
it was that he was walking around with?
Like, here, have some of this. We're like, oh God, okay.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
It was literally like that.
Kelly had the
lovely,
best
though,
get
bless
out
them.
for that. She was like, "Oh, I can't drink things with nuts in."
I'm allergic to nuts.
Just to get out of trying it.
Yeah.
Right, guys, I've got
Literally.
about another 5. I've got to head off. So, got any? Sorry to cut it short. Is there any other
No,
nice
that's okay. Thank you for coming.
burning questions you want to ask me?
Any
about
burning
the event?
questions for Ash? Yeah.
Any burning questions in the chat? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys got anything else to add really as well while we're here?
I've got one. What age can you be to go to the event, the festivals? What's the youngest age?
So it's 12 for Airsoft.
Oh, it's 12. Okay. Oh, so what, even for the festival as well?
Bring the kids.
I was just
Yeah.
literally thinking that because you guys have been, and if
Yeah.
obviously if you guys think it's good, and like
Yeah.
I get your recommendations and feedback, I could.
You want to bring them to play?
I'll both mine play. Yeah.
Of course, it's just they just have to wear full face. That's it.
Yeah. No, they got full dye mask and all that. Like, yeah, they've
Standard
played
sort of thing anyway.
My son since he was 10,
Yeah,
my
then that's-
daughter since she was 12. So yeah, they do like playing, but it's because it's a first event and it's I needed people to test it out first before I brought my kids to it.
Nervous because obviously, when we're putting 12-year-olds against, adults that, and it's sometimes, we've all seen the horror stories. It's like, whoa. God,
I do get that. Overall, maybe that's something you could look into because there are obviously the different aspects of like you've got snipers and you've got fort, I'm assuming things actually can be outside. Mine are they'll be 18 and 16 next year, or nearly 16, so a lot older. But they do play a lot of CQB, so they're used to getting shot point blank and all that sort of stuff. But there are a lot of kids that are very hesitant to that, and I do understand with that amount of players, it's maybe for a festival size event, maybe it might be something you think maybe a bit older. I don't know.
I think it should be fine, to be honest. I think it should be fine.
As long as they're with an adult and they know what they're
has
expecting.
a good mix, in my opinion. Like it has CQB elements like in the buildings and stuff, but there is spaces that you can easily stand further away.
Yeah,
so
see,
it's
I've never been to
an
the
issue.
site.
There's a great mix of both.
Yeah, for sure. Which is what we love about the site because personal preference.
Again, see, that'd be good for the younger generations.
We prefer CQB, like a personal preference, but it's got a good mix of both, in my opinion. So.
That is a good thing.
And can I just say, by the way, as well, half the price of NAF for a decent weekend of airsoft.
See, even that's better for me. You got to think I have to pay for 3 of us then.
Yeah,
sorted, sold.
We pride ourselves, and maybe we'll maybe we can add in. Something where if you're under 18 or if you're under 16, something like that, maybe we could do cheaper tickets just so people can bring their kids if they want. Because
something like that. Yeah.
It's we understand that people have families and stuff like that, and we want to try and make it accessible to everybody because otherwise people can't go. So
that would be really good, something to look into because there are a lot of. Well, I've noticed as well from Marshall, and there's more and more of the younger children coming into airsoft as well, and they love it. And like you've got the aspect of both. You've got indoors and outdoors, like CQ being sort of a bit longer range, so they got options, haven't they? And that'd be brilliant for them. Get them into it more.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like something people have asked me about as well. Like at work a few weeks ago, someone was asking me about airsoft in general and like. Their kid wants to do paintball and stuff, and I'm like, airsoft is so much better. Let's not talk about paintball.
Both.
I know, but still, I know like Carrier, Berserker, etc. has like the under 18s games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything like that in our sort of area that I know of. Obviously, like we're Midlands based, but that I know of. Nowhere really does that sort of thing, and it would be
it's good
to sort of get the kids into it because they are
intimidated by all the adults, like you say, like seeing all them people all geared up and things like that. I've had kids come on before, and they've just gone nope, and they've actually cried, and they've gone, I can't do it. And I explained to them their guns are the same, and everything else is just they look different. That's all it is. It's you've got nothing to be scared of. Hence why the younger one, and it just builds their confidence and their gameplay, and and then when they're ready, they go into skirmish if they want to.
Yeah,
like, I did paintball once before I did airsoft, and I was like, oh god, I'm gonna come out like I did paintball. I came out like black and blue, covered in bruises. Whereas airsoft, the worst I get is like a little red dot. Like,
oh god, don't! I'm actually covering my arms at the minute because I am actually currently covered in quite a few bruises. Hence why no.
Like, some of them do, obviously, depending on where you get shot. But it's so I find paintball a lot worse for that sort of thing personally. But
right, talking about the tickets as you were, Ash, Ragman on Instagram has said, "What about a family group ticket, maybe?"
Yeah. Could be something good.
2 adults, 2 kids.
Well, because you got to think, no matter what, you've got to have an adult with the kids. So
we want to make it accessible for families because it's not all about the big Chad with the with the night and goggles. We want to make it a family friendly festival, which is the reasons why. So our games room, we've got our pool table, which someone smashed in, which we weren't very happy about. But
oh no.
We're also going to be putting little arcade machines in there, so when people
that'd be cool.
We're gonna have, we're gonna have
Time Crisis.
We're gonna have Pac-Man in there.
Mate, that's one of my favourite Time Crisis. Absolutely loved it.
Adam, you just want to be like that fucking guy on Instagram, don't you?
Can we win tickets to win prizes? Win tickets to spend in the shop.
You win a pint of cider, so you can't play the night game.
Here's 10,000 tickets. You can have a Mars bar. It's like
literally.
Sounds like Yarmouth Seafront. That does.
That's where we're on Monday, and hence why we ended up giving our tickets to some little kid that was like.
I always do it. I was like, there you go,
tickets.
just some random, like a kid trying to collect tickets. There you go, just take.
Yes.
But no,
last question, just before you head off, Ash, was: did you find the culprit of the bell chop that smashed the table in?
No, we didn't, sadly. But he obviously wasn't very good at pool.
Yeah.
No,
it's a shame because you've gone out and you've spent money and bought things for people to make it a better event, and someone does that. Yeah,
we took 50
tickets, gets you a bottle of water. Right, I know you've got to head off, Ash, so I'm very conscious of that. So thank you for your time. We'll put your socials up so people can come and find you, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah. I can't stay for the whole podcast, but thank you very much for having me on.
Don't worry about it. Thank you, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks. Bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye. Right, so now he's gone.
Oh my god, that Warzone! How
honestly, no, it was so good.
We had a great time, guys. Honestly,
yeah.
And it was nice to meet Hulk.
It was nice to meet Hulk and everyone else that we met at that event as well. Like, we met a lot of new people, and it was nice to just interact with some new people.
Did you not see him?
Just hearing like all the positive feedback and all the good posts that you've seen as well, that does sound like something you could actually take the kids to, because they'll be able to meet more.
I feel like it was,
and it don't seem like basically a massive piss up. It don't seem like that. It actually seems like a proper airsoft festival, an event for people to get together that love the same sport and just have a laugh at the same time, play a little bit, socialise, but it's just not. Yeah. And you guys are the test dummy, so you say it's all right. I'll take kids next year.
Just to interrupt, Josh's got the right idea. Hi, Tom.
Oh, hi, Tom. I want the waving game as well. What the fuck was that about? The guys that were just literally, they did this for an hour at each other, these two guys.
Really?
Also, we profusely apologise to anyone that in the night game we told you dropped your mag, because we were finding it hilarious that it was dark and we kept telling people that they'd drop their mag and they were looking around the floor for
people
it.
People were walking to their start point, so you go, oh mate, you dropped your mag, and they'd be shining the torch on the floor trying to look for it.
This counts as sponsor for Josh as well, by the way.
Like children.
Josh has already commented.
We found it highly amusing.
Yeah, I just left a nice little message for Josh in the bottom corner.
It's not just for Josh, it's for everyone.
For everyone that plays the game. You lost the game. This is how childish it got by the end of the weekend.
Adam's little laugh.
That's how you can tell where Adam is in any airsoft environment. If you hear giggling, just go towards it. It's Adam.
Oh, don't. It's the same as me.
If you hear giggling, it's because I'm laughing because I'm fucking people's days.
Ragman's just raised one more thing as well, actually, that we didn't mention earlier when Ash was on. But on the side note, it was really appreciated the attitude to drinking and not playing. Like, everyone was just sensible about it.
Yeah,
That's
nobody was a
brilliant.
dick as far as
That
I
is
know.
brilliant.
Yeah.
That's another good thing about
Yeah.
if you want to bring your family, you're not going to want them playing against people that are under influence of
I think if
alcohol.
they did actually have breathalyzers, etc., if they thought you were under the influence and trying to
Someone
play,
actually
they
went
would.
and volunteered, didn't they? I heard
Did
on
they?
the Sunday, yeah. Someone said they actually went up and asked if they could be breathalyzed on the Sunday morning.
What's that?
so
'Cause they thought
didn't
they were
fit to
hungover?
play. And they said,
fair enough.
Rob, you're about an hour late, buddy.
Yeah,
Jake,
you
you've
know,
literally
missed
missed
it
about 2
that
minutes.
is a really good idea because if you're a parent and you've got kids as well and you want to take them to an event like this and you know there's alcohol, you think your first fear is like, oh, people with guns and things like that, and alcohol, not a good combination.
No,
I
for
knew
sure.
it would be
knowing
so
that they do
unwinged. It
that.
was fucking Brad that went and volunteered to breathalyze himself.
I
did.
think it's a good thing though, because
It is
like I said,
brilliant.
people
It
could
really
have
is.
had too much and not even realise, etc.
As Ragman
Yeah.
said, obviously other events are much more lax in that regard. Not naming names. 'cause we've
Absolutely.
already
Yeah,
mentioned
not
them.
family
And
orientated. Let's just say that it's definitely something I wouldn't take mine to.
No.
Alex saying as well he wants to try and come with Harris next year. Yeah, by all means, mate. It was such a good. It was well worth doing.
Absolutely.
And
Well worth the
I said
travel.
as
Like,
well, he wants to
I
make
know
it
I say
family
that and we
friendly.
live 20 minutes away, but the people that did travel, they said it was well worth it as well. So
Yeah, I was glad I did the drive up. Next time I'll make sure I book the Monday off so I can spend a bit more time there on the Sunday. Other than that, all in all, a great event.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I shall look
It
forward to
sounds
the
it.
next one.
Definitely
To
look
be
forward
honest,
to
it
the
don't
next
even
one.
sound like I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with it. It's just little things that you learn from.
Tiny
Like
little things,
more of
but
this, more little that.
Literally
And-
learning curve stuff, yeah.
like I
I don't
say,
think there is actually
Warzone are one of the
anything you
best
can add
sites
to
I
it.
know for taking things on board and fixing things. Like
That's good.
with,
Yeah, you could tell the way that he was
in
talking.
quick time as
straight
well.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like a bar in the campsite.
To be honest, when
Just
you said
the
to me,
caveats
there's
to
anything
walk,
to add,
really.
That could have been
It's just-
dangerous.
it's hard to say when you've not
Yeah.
been there, and I've never even actually been to the site either. But it's just like everything they've said, they've had everything that you'd want.
We need to
Everything
organise
you
a
needed.
game then, don't we?
Yes, we do.
sure.
I'll be
Come down,
definitely
hit
up
us
for
up.
that. Well, we've got a couple of games coming up soon, haven't we?
Cross.
So
We do.
Yeah, I'm going to say we got.
Andy's been a letdown for one of them.
what one?
Hey, that's not my fault.
Really? I've even booked an Airbnb to go up there.
So, Andy.
Did you not get your written permission slip this time?
No, it's called. It's called. I'm going
Jenny's
to
gonna
Africa.
kill you.
Oh, all right, then we'll let you off.
No, you will. Them two won't.
No, we won't. You're right.
No, never.
I'm the nice one. Yay! It's always a first.
Josh saying, as am I as well. Josh was the original letdown.
Well, yeah.
Brad's still got the that I didn't tell him that I was going. I literally so. I told Brad that I wasn't going for weeks and weeks and weeks, Kerry, because he offered to pay for me, and then I said no.
Oh.
And then these two sorted just out, helped and paid for me basically. Bless them.
We didn't want you to miss out.
And then I just told him that I wasn't going, and I went to work on the Friday morning. So like he thought I was on my way up, and he thought I was gonna. He thought I was lying to him, and I literally took a photo of the clock on my computer and my desk, and said like I'm at work. What do you expect? And then like 2 hours later, I was driving up there.
Anyway, Josh hasn't been let off the hook because he left his phone at Starbucks. So
Oh yeah.
we had to call Andy to go rescue it.
Hashtag not sponsored. No,
I called
not
Andy
sponsored.
like, "Are you trying past Starbucks?" And he's like, not really. But if we go past one, I'll let you know. I'm like, Andy, I don't want to drink.
Yeah.
I'd love a coffee, but now's not the
No,
time.
really, we don't want to just pick up just pick up Josh's phone.
ET no phone. But yeah, all in all, a great weekend.
yes.
Well worth doing.
Hashtag not sponsored, by the way. So
Hashtag not sponsored by Level 2. Yeah, so I think really and truthfully we'll call it a day there because the news
I don't
stuff.
think there's any news. I know.
The only thing was the bloody Red Wolf agent, but who's got $1,300 US to spend on a fucking pistol?
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
They're tech
I
partner.
know.
I'd want it to be literally, mate. I'd literally want it to be solid gold
Yeah.
for that kind of money.
Yeah.
It probably shoots really well, and it's probably a nice gun, but at the same time,
I'd want it to have unlimited BBs.
Yeah, it's got
I want
to be
it to have
something
some like
special.
cheat codes.
Yeah.
He's pushed these buttons, just sitting there like.
Like paintball mode and big head mode, like the original GoldenEye on the N64.
Oh yeah.
Craig saying Roy will have if he sells all his stuff. But yeah, I think really and truthfully, we'll call it a night there. Upcoming games. Obviously, you guys are heading to level 2 at the start of August.
August.
How many have you had? And also, before that, we need to do a shout
weekend before that,
we're going to South Hearts Airsoft for their charity game in support of Great Ormond.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. I was getting onto that. I was going to say the week before.
Yeah, sure you will.
28th? 28th, I believe.
I will find the
Sunday
post.
the
It is
28th.
28th. It is Sunday. It is a Sunday.
Yeah, we're going to be all attending.
I think it's the week after that, yeah.
In full with our banner and our flag.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you see us at any events, you'll know where we are because we've got a new banner and a new flag. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Talk about Kerry's pistol and work of art. Aw, thanks. Still a work in progress. Got 2 parts to find for it, and then that's it. She's going to be complete. But that is, yeah. I love my white pistol. I do.
There we go. So we'll just share this as well. And hope that we see some people.
Is that the
there.
one you shot a poor child with on TikTok?
You weren't a child.
We were literally talking about that before you got on earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, South Hearts Airsoft charity game day. South Hearts were in here, so hopefully, if they are still,
If you are still here,
how many tickets are going, and if you still got spaces for people, etc., etc. But we will all be there.
Come and say hello if you are there, and help raise money
we'll make
for
sure
a really
to do
good
some,
cause.
and we'll make sure to do some streaming and stuff throughout the day as well. You know.
If you're there, make sure you come say hi as well.
Yeah.
We don't bite.
Yeah.
Hard.
Other than that, the next one after.
I love it.
Jinx.
Other than that, the next one after that, it will be the next big event we'll all be at is the what's it called? Fucking Gunman Weekender.
Yeah.
At the end of
it last time because Andy's a letdown again and couldn't be asked to attend.
No, I won't be at that one. Obviously, weekend ones I can't do. Get there. I've only got another year and she's 18.
What does this remove from the stream button do?
Bye. I've got kids.
A lot of us will be there as well. So.
Ragman Fountain said, "Can we tempt you guys with South Coast CQB in the coming months?" Funnily enough,
yes,
we are looking at October.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
We are looking at October, so I think it is actually the weekend after I fly back from Africa will be the date that I look at.
Don't be a letdown, Andy. Don't be a letdown.
Well,
no, honeymoon's over by that point. I'm like, fuck it.
Game on.
We are looking at it, so yes, you can.
I say being very brave, knowing that I'm currently in the room on my own and someone's not here, hoping that they can't hear me upstairs.
I want to know you looked upstairs.
It'd be so funny if she just popped up in the chat. I can hear you.
Or could you just imagine hearing down the stairs?
What are you saying?
The door's just opening behind me.
The stream just goes black.
Oh, Ragman said they're in the early stages of plotting a weekend down there. Well, let us
the
know,
same weekend as
Ragman.
us then. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely do want to get down there. We've got a few sites down south that we want to try as well. Just South Coast CQB. Me and Adam need to drag Andy to Iron site.
Yeah, we need to go to Airsoft GB before it closes in December.
Yes, that as well. We've got a lot of sites on the list.
Yeah.
But we always like to hear new ones as well. So if anybody wants to suggest any, let us know.
And they better not be shit, otherwise we're coming for you.
We've got something to
we'll leave a bad review and get banned.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
It sounds like that Top Gear, don't it? I'm going to write the BBC a letter and I don't care if they don't read it. Yeah. Other than that,
that's another one. Zmart.
Zmart, yeah. Or Zmart, if you want to be American.
Zmart.
Other than that, I think that's it for this week. So big thanks to Ash again. He's just popped up on the Instagram. So thanks again, Ash, for your time. And obviously, we look forward to the next Warzone Festival. We'll make sure we book in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can tell you're by the coast because I can hear fucking seagulls.
Right, do you know what I've actually said before we started this? I shut the windows over as much as I could as well because they know we're coming on because they're out there at the minute having an argument.
Maybe they're fans. Maybe they've seen the banner.
I think they're after me and Adam because I was just telling Carrie before we came on that we were in Yarmouth on Monday and they were trying to kill us for our chips. Like,
don't!
I had to run away.
No, hold on. You ran away, left me juggling the chips, and then you were like, unlock the car. And I've got the chips like this. I'm like, you're gonna
while the seagulls are like coming in, like literally.
Whatever you do is if you ever come down again and you see a baby seagull, do not go near it. Anywhere near it. They will literally bomb for your heads. They are, they're very protective.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and on that note, avoid the
seagulls. So, you guys know where to find us by now. Craig just saying seagulls are dicks. Thanks for the contribution, Craig.
Yes, they are.
So you can catch us all on the socials, and we will see you guys next time on the Chairsofter Show.